Howdy and welcome. In this video, we will discuss pricing strategy, specifically partition pricing and all-inclusive pricing and their effects on sport consumer. This is important to consider, especially when we are selling products online, such as tickets, through third-party vendors. And then there are additional fees that rise the price of the total ticket or the total price when consumer pays. All-inclusive pricing is when the full price, including fees, is presented upfront. And partition pricing is where the offer is divided into one or more or two or more mandatory components. Partition pricing can influence purchases, particularly because there's a wide range of prices depending on seating location, demand, and opponent. And as per Ticketmasters, the teams set the face value. However, for secondary vendors, the value of the ticket is determined by the seller. And there are different perceptions about the value of tickets and its associated fees depending on where the purchase is made. When a hardcore fan is buying tickets directly from an official vendor, they may rationalize these fees as team support. However, when they are buying from a reseller, they may see these high fees as price gouging. So the purpose of the article that you read for class is to examine these effects of partition pricing on sport consumers. Specifically, recall or price recall, more specifically, perceived value and search intention when purchasing a digital ticket to regular Major League Baseball. Sport managers have a choice on how to present fees to customers. Anchoring and adjustment theory suggest that attention fixes on initial value and then it adjusts based on additional information. Spectators may underestimate the total cost of the tickets by failing to adjust enough for the extra price components. And that may be why partition pricing is the most prevalent fee-based strategy used in sport ticketing in the US. All-inclusive pricing is used by a few companies who are trying to differentiate themselves. Presenting fees at the end of the sale results in a 13% increase in sales. However, there may be adverse effects to this presentation of fees and this partition pricing when compared to all-inclusive practices. When consumers are making buying decisions, price is one of the most important information that they remember. Partition pricing can influence the price that consumers remember because they tend to forget the added fees when they're presented as small percentages, and also consumers are likely to pay when the fees appear at the end of the purchase, and something that consumers will search for additional information to avoid paying these higher prices, but more information is necessary in this area. Some consumers also report feeling deceived, and the size of the fee really influences the perception of the fairness. The authors subscribe to the idea that consumers may initiate the decoding of the price at the anchor price before the fees are presented. It's also important to distinguish between the core product, which is our sporting event, and ancillary services such as online ticketing, and not confuse the two. Both must contribute to overall quality, but they both not contribute to team identification. If you are one of my students, hopefully you already read the article and you know that they researched this on 499 participants, and they found that on average, the participants in their study underestimated the total price of the purchase. They perceived the ticket offer experience to be slightly positive, and they reported high search intention. However, they were highly identified with the team, so these were hardcore fans. And when partition pricing was used as opposed to all-inclusive, the participants in the partition pricing underestimated price recall at a higher level, but they also perceived that they were getting a lower value for their tickets. As for search intentions, only those that were highly identified with the team indicated high levels of search intentions. All in all, this is very valuable information for sport marketers because organizations use partition pricing with the end goal to influence consumers' price perceptions and evaluations, leading to purchases. Understanding that partition pricing does not translate to a favorable evaluation of an offer by consumers, despite lower price recall, suggests adverse effects on this price strategy. On the other hand, thus purchasing the most expensive tickets underestimate the cost of your ticket by the highest percentage, maximizing searches and fee profitability. We also must keep in mind that the value of a sporting event includes game day experience and team fan long-term relationships that go well beyond the ticket purchase experience. So don't forget that. All right, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it informative and a good summary of that paper. If you're my student, remember, I want you to read that paper, so don't just rely on the video. If you're not my student, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. I hope you found the video informative. And if you need more information about how to create and maintain sport organizations that thrive in the dynamic sport environment, please keep watching. See you later.